Hey guys, my name's Leon and I'm here to show you guys a plugin that makes it easy to build peer-to-peer multiplayer games on the browser. So on the left is player 1, on the right is player 2. If I move the left, you can see that the one on the right is also moving. Same thing over here. It's also moving. So let's get started. So first thing is I'm going to create a new project. So the project is going to be called new 3D project P2P example. So what's cool about this project is these players are connected without a centralized party. So it's from browser to browser. So when this is installed, I'm going to pull in two scripts or two libraries. I'm going to pull in character movement, which does basic movement, and the WebRTC package, which does all the networking stuff on the back end. Okay, now that it's done, I'm going to drag this character movement script in, and then I'm going to install the plugin. So the plugin has two parts. It has the WebGL template, which does all the connection on the back end, and the WebRTC library, which does the sending and receiving data. Import. All right. So that's all done. Let's start building out the characters. So I'm going to go to the sample scene. I'm going to create a new capsule. I'm going to call this local capsule. Local capsule. And this local capsule is the character that you control. And I'm going to create another capsule called remote. Remote capsule. And this is the capsule that you see of the other player. So I'm going to remove the capsule collider over here, and instead I'm going to add a character controller for the local capsule, because that's the one we're moving around. Just minimize everything here. Next I'm going to go to WebRTC, and in here there is a script called WebRTC. I'm going to drag this into both the local capsule and the remote capsule. So now that it's in both, if you look here at the script, there is a check mark to see if this game object is yours or not. So if it's the local capsule, then this is checked. If it's the remote, then it is not checked. And that's the only difference. Okay, and the last step is to go to Assets and to drag in the character controller into the local capsule. So there's movement. So if I hit play, this is character 1, or player 1, being moved around. Cool, so I can move around, great. So that is the game built out. Now let's export it. So if you go to File, Build Settings, there are a few things you have to add. Number 1 is to add an open scene. So this is the sample scene that we built on top of. Number 2 is to change from standalone to WebGL, because this is a browser game. This might take a while. Cool. And the third is to go to Player Settings, Player, and on the right side here, under Resolution and Presentation, change the default from default to WebRTC template. And I think that's it. Go back here, I'm going to hit Build and Run. Save this to my desktop as WebGL. And I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so we're back. We have a local version running. I'm just going to open up a new window and paste in the same URL for player 2. Wait for it to load. As it's loading, I can pull up the console and see how the data is being sent over. So if I click on console, you can see the coordinates. You can see the coordinates moving around. So if I move this character, you can see all this data being sent back and forth. And all of this is done without a centralized party. So a quick peek at the code. The WebRTC script has player info. This is the data being sent around. So in this case, it's X, Y, and Z. You can send whatever you want. And there are 6 functions that handle the WebRTC. So first is player connected, to see if player 1 and player 2 is connected. Number 2 is to see if this is player's local or not, if it's player 1 or player 2. Third is to get player info, get remote player info, send local to remote, and send remote to local. So basically getting and receiving data. And there's some logic down here that updates the position and receives the position of the characters. And that's how it's done. Thanks.